Hey, it's been a minute, but we are back. Video editing is a psychological game, and it's gonna separate the people who don't understand these things and the ones who know it better than anybody else. These are mistakes that beginners make, sometimes even intermediates, and even I'm guilty of doing these things from time to time after doing it for 5 years. These are 5 of the biggest mistakes that beginner editors make that can turn you from a beginner to a pro who gets consistent clients. These are all tactical tips that you can start implementing right away that's gonna make you instantly a better editor. So without wasting your time, let's go ahead and hop into mistake number 1. First on our list to make you a better editor is to stop overusing effects. It sounds like a paradox because as an editor, our job is to help convey a message, and effects are one of the ways that we do that. But when you start throwing constant effects and transitions onto your footage, it's going to end up doing more harm than good. It's a little weird though to understand as an editor, because when you're adding in these effects, it feels like you're doing your job better and you're getting a more intense edit done. So ultimately that's going to yield you better results, but that's really not the case. At the end of the day, it's just busy work. I know how this feels because I used to do this one a lot myself, but simplicity really is key when it comes to adding in effects and transitions. So what you should do is you should intensely focus on the footage first and get the footage itself so good to the point to where it doesn't even feel like it needs an effect or transition or something along those lines. So that way when you do add something to it, it just feels like a nice little cherry on top. And so what does this mean? What you should really be spending your time on as an editor is to focus on your storytelling and pacing. These are way more critical than just any kind of effect that you would apply to your video, and it's what's going to get the viewer to actually watch the whole thing. And so ultimately you want the footage of your video to carry the video and carry the message, because your effects and transitions, they're not going to do that for you. Now I say this, but I'm not saying that I'm completely against using these things. You just want to be more tactical about how and when you use them, so that when you do apply them, it actually improves the quality of the edit and not bringing it down. So just think to yourself, is this actually going to help the video, or are you just being trigger happy with effects? So just start being more mindful and tasteful with how you use effects and transitions, and you're going to be instantly a better editor. Next on our list of beginner editing mistakes is when editors become too emotionally attached to their footage. I'm not going to lie, this is a very difficult one to get over, but once you start to understand this, it'll get easier over time. But this is tough because it can make it feel like you're just wasting your time, your client's time, or if it's your own video, your time filming it and editing it when you're just deleting things out of it. So it can be a tough mental barrier to get over when you're just throwing footage away that was perfectly fine. But the reality is that your audience is never going to know what you cut out. So knowing that, don't be scared to just delete things that don't actually help the video. And don't overlook this. Like, this is one of the biggest tips in this entire video, because when you come too emotionally attached to your video, you're going to leave too much in, not cut enough stuff out, and you're going to be left with an edit that's way too slow, too boring, and people are just going to click right off of it because the storytelling is just not going to be there. And that's pretty much the whole reason why someone's going to watch an entire video start to finish. And this isn't me coming at you just to say that you're boring or your client's boring or you don't have a strong personality. It's none of that. It's just the fact that people have really short attention spans no matter whose content you're watching. People are always going to click off of a video if it's just too drawn out. But I get it though, because I've had moments where it's literally pained me to delete clips out of a video because I thought they were just so good, but the reality was that when I watched it back, it just did not add value to the viewer. And the funny thing about those moments is that it's always those videos that have the highest retention graphs, where people are just watching it start to finish. And as an editor, that is like the best possible thing you can do. Like, you're gonna land clients all day if you can get your viewers to watch start to finish. That's like our whole goal. And if you're curious though, I have another video where I go more in depth on this subject that I'm going to link on the top right that you can go check out at any point, because this is a huge tip. But moving on from being too emotionally invested into your content, we have another big issue as a beginner editor is when you're editing without a plan. This plays a massive role in the part of becoming a good editor. And when I bring this up, I'm not saying think about what effect you're going to apply at what timestamp of the video. It's not that. I'm speaking to the clarity of when you start the editing process. Again, I do have another video walking you through this. I'm going to leave that one up there for you as well. I'm just giving you guys all the sauce today. But for me, what clarity looks like is just to break down my edit into more of a simple process that kind of takes it from this big, overwhelming project I need to get done to a step-by-step system that I can just replicate over and over on any video. In that video, I break it down completely, but the summed up version is my first step is to cut up my footage, and then I'll go in and add in my music, and then I'll go back and do all my visual effects to the video. But I do have that whole video dedicated to this subject, so I'll leave that up there for you as well. Now, next in line of our beginner editing mistakes is treating audio like it's an afterthought. I feel like a lot of editors out there will cut up their footage, organize it how they want, they'll work on their storytelling, pacing, and they're gonna have a really good piece of content done, all for it to fall short with the audio or music choices. This is such a key element that you cannot overlook. The music choices and sound effects that you go with sell the emotion of your video, which plays a huge part in why someone's gonna sit down and watch a video start to finish. That's why in our last step, I have an entire part of my process dedicated to editing my audio. But this doesn't only apply to music though. Another overlooked step for beginner editors is your limiter. This is such a clutch tool that you need to be using on every single piece of content moving forward. If you don't know what a limiter is gonna bring up all of your audio levels without peaking. So when I'm speaking really loud, it's gonna stay really loud. But if I'm talking really quiet, it's gonna bring all that up and just balance all that audio out. So this way, if you're editing for yourself or your client and you're backing away from the mic, it's gonna stay the exact same volume compared to when you're right next to it. This is such a key element from going from an amateur to a pro. Definitely start using these moving forward and just watch your watch time go up. But also, if you don't know, people are naturally going to be drawn to audio more. So people are going to rather watch a video with bad quality that has good audio compared to a video that has good visual quality but really bad audio. So just take that note, apply a limiter, and you're good. Finally, on our list of beginner editing mistakes is editors who edit in chronological order. Now, I don't hate this. When I'm in the editing process, this is usually how I go about it. But the problem is that when you just leave it that way. So what I suggest is reorder some of your content around. So that way you can focus on the storytelling and pacing, or just help give context in a certain situation. But note that this isn't going to apply to every single video. Like this is like a face-to-face talking head video. So like reordering my clips isn't going to make sense in this case, but like an actual in-depth YouTube video that's been thought out and planned is going to benefit from this. And this is also a tough one to speak to because every single edit is different. And so every single video is going to have different reasons to switch footage around. But a case scenario that I can think of off the top of my head is, for those who don't know, I still edit full-time. That's my full-time job. And I edit for this guy named Cameron who does automotive content on YouTube. So say he's working on a car and doing suspension. So he might be filming underneath the car and he might do the right side of the car and then the left side. But for the viewer who's trying to follow this step by step, it might not make sense. So I might reorganize my footage so that way it looks like he did the front of the car first and then the rear of the car second, because that might make more sense when you're actually working on a car as opposed to doing right or left. So the actual footage, he did it right and left, but for the viewer, it looks like he did it front to back. Hopefully that makes sense, because it's really not an easy one to speak to, and it's something that you're really going to have to master over a long period of time. It's not a simple light switch you hit and you just understand it. Like, it takes time. You just need to ask yourself in moments, how can I get my viewer to understand this better? Whether it be telling a story or a how-to video, you can just reorganize some footage and just put it in a different order that's going to make more sense when you're watching it. But also, don't become too emotionally tied with the footage like we talked about. But if it visually helps the story or the storytelling at all, I recommend doing this. But that is 5 beginner editing mistakes that hopefully you can learn from. If you apply all these things, or even just a couple, you're going to see a big improvement in your edits. I've done this for 5 years now, and so speaking from experience, these are things that you genuinely need to consider if you want to go far as an editor. But speaking to that, over on my website, justinlisenby.com, I have all the editing essentials for all you beginner to intermediate editors who use Adobe Premiere Pro. I have the editor's essentials and the animation essentials, which both have over 100 presets that you can use inside of them. And it was literally everything I could think of that you would need as an editor, all within just a couple packs. This is hands down the best way you can support me and my channel. Tell me to keep creating this content so that I can help as many of you creatives out there as possible who want to turn it from a hobby into a career, which I have fortunately been able to do myself. So checking out the website and these products is going to help more than anything else, and obviously it's going to help you out a ton. Also, as a quick heads up, if you get both the editors and animation essentials, you will save $25 off of your order, just as a heads up. But the next best thing that you can learn as a beginner to intermediate editor is going to be your editing workflow. So I'm going to leave that on the screen for you to go ahead and check out, and I hope to see you over there.